Video sponsored by Incogni. What's up guys, it's Findon, and this is the most dangerous smartphone that was ever released, the infamous Samsung Galaxy Note 7. To say that this phone was a banger would be a complete and utter understatement, because it blew up. That's what it's known for. Samsung doesn't want you to have this phone, but as you can see, I have one. So today, we're going to be playing with fire and seeing what it's like to use one of these in 2024. This is a bomb. For the first time ever, I can unironically say that there was a pipe bomb in my mailbox, and this is it. I cannot tell you just how excited I am to finally open this up. I have been looking for one of these, well, for ages, and I thought I'd never be able to get one. But here we are. Okay, open it up. We got the bubble wrap, and we got the box. Oh my god. That's the back. It looks like a Samsung Galaxy S7, but it is not. It is a Samsung Galaxy Note 7, and it doesn't have a Samsung logo at the top for whatever reason. Damn, I'm actually holding one of these damn things. So let's look at this a little bit closer. It feels pretty light, honestly. At least we got the Samsung logo back here. I wish it said Galaxy Note 7 down here, but well, it's probably a replacement back anyways, because yes, I'll address the elephant in the room. The battery has been replaced. It's not the original Note 7 battery. It's the smaller 3200 mAh Note FE battery, so it's safe. Sorry to burst the bubble. While this Galaxy Note 7 may or may not be safe, you could use the sponsor of this video, Incogni, to keep your personal data safe. It's no secret that your personal information is very likely being collected by data brokers and being sold online. Sometimes this data can even end up on publicly accessible websites and lead to identity theft or even harassment. While you yourself can request to have your data deleted, it can be an extremely time-consuming process. That's where Incogni comes in. Incogni requests have your information removed by data brokers on your behalf. They also repeatedly send removal requests to prevent any future records from being created. You just simply create an account, tell Incogni what information you'd like removed, grant them permission to work for you, then sit back and let them do their thing. Take back your privacy and head to incogni.com/frogfoduck to get 60% off of your plan right now. And of course, if you try it and you don't like it, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Check out Incogni using the link in the description below. Let's have a closer look at this guy. So ideally the Samsung logo would be up here. I'm not sure why it's not on here. This is likely a replacement screen, who knows. Looking around the side, we've got separate volume up, volume down buttons. They are very separated actually. Usually you'd have the single slit, but no, they are fully separated. It's kind of like two little Bixby buttons put next to each other. This is the last phone without the Bixby button. On this side you got the power button, on top you got the SIM tool, and on bottom, USB-C? What? This was the first flagship Samsung phone with USB-C. Awesome, I love USB-C. And we got a headphone jack, and we got the home button and everything. Pretty much the only one with this combo, I would say. That's a flagship, of course. Over here, we've got the S Pen, and it's a different color. This isn't the S Pen that goes with this phone. Here we are, it's a Galaxy Note 7 S Pen, and it looks exactly the same as the Galaxy Note 8 and Note 9 S Pen, so we'll plop that one back in. Feels very, very nice. I mean, when you're really holding onto it, it pretty much just looks like a Galaxy S7 and slightly more refined. It is very nice to look at in person. Of course, I'm going to go clean this up because it's just full of grime right now, so let's go do that. What about the back? We can give this a nice clean too. Oh, you can see a bit of glue on the sides there. Someone's clearly been in here and hasn't actually sealed this guy up properly. Look at that. That is a sweet looking phone. Alright, now's the time to do the unthinkable. You know when DangPod says on his channel, arming the nugget? This is quite literally arming the nugget. Should I even be holding this? 72%, okay, we don't even need to charge it. That's actually good. So the fact that that charged to 72% tells me something. So when the whole Note 7 fiasco was going down, Samsung pushed a software update to limit these devices to only 60% charging. Once you updated to that, you could not go back. You could not downgrade back to a previous version. So you had the version that limited the phone to 60% charging. Then you had the software update that limited the phone to 0% charging, aka the update that bricked the Note 7. And this guy was charged up to 72%, so I think we're in a really good spot with this phone. Anyways, time to turn it on. In 3, 2, 1. Galaxy Note 7. Oh, here it is. Got a chunk of the OLED taken out and a slight line across, but I'm just happy to actually have one, honestly. Alright, let's unlock it. And here we are. There's some stuff on here. Samsung Milk Music. I know that in some of the Asian markets, they straight up don't have the Samsung logo written on it. So this might be one of those phones. It's pretty much still on its old Grace UX version, which Grace UX is kind of a little bit forgotten. Grace UX was a lot like Samsung Experience, which shipped on the Galaxy S8. You might recognize sort of how this looks before it went super angular with the S8. Battery info. Haha. I hope that's not correct. If not, we're gonna have to put this phone away and never touch it again. 3500, those are the ones that blew up. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little bit of digging into this. 71%, oh dear. I don't know, am I actually holding onto a bomb right now? What's Super SU? Oh, it's a super user, oh, it's how to root your phone. Okay, that's kind of cool. They look so nice though. This is quite literally the ultimate home button Samsung phone. Like, it's the top of the top, the best of the best that they ever made. Before they blew up, of course. Alright, let's have a little overview of the hardware and the software on this Galaxy Note 7. First things first, my god, this phone is absolutely beautiful. I kind of wish I had the blue one, but this gold one, it looks stunning. Having a look at the back, it pretty much just looks like any old Samsung from that era. But from the front, man, this thing looks great. Again, I just say, the fact that this is a debranded model on the front, because in some regions Samsung didn't put their logo on the front, this looks sweet. I wish Samsung phones straight up didn't have the logos on the front. Well, they don't now, obviously, but back then, this is such a clean look. I love how this looks, man. You can actually see that all this stuff's centered, which is kind of strange, and it leaves not much room for the Samsung logo. I wonder if they plan to maybe not have the Samsung logo on the front for all regions. Like, honestly, all the Galaxy Note 7 really is just a really big Galaxy S7. You see the camera, the flash, the heart rate sensor all in the same spot, but you can really see a difference in how the Samsung logo was handled and the positioning of all this stuff on the front. This looks like classic Samsung, this looks like an evolution of design. And with that iris scanner, it really becomes clear that this phone was well and truly the predecessor of the Galaxy S8. I mean, just look at that. Every single sensor here is in nearly the exact same spot, and this was the first Galaxy Note to fully adopt the curved edges. Well, if you don't count the Galaxy Note Edge, which only did one side, but I've already made a video about that one. Check it out here. So let's have a look at some of the stuff that's on this phone. I can't really connect this to the internet, nor will I, because I don't want this phone to update on me and then get bricked, because that's what will happen if I connect this to the internet. So up to the left, we've got Sohu News, which obviously is a region exclusive thing. Sohu promise, this application is free and will not scan or disclose your personal information. That's good. Do I trust them? I don't know. Samsung Milk Music. Sure, let's accept that. No, you don't need to. Okay. Really? Do I really need my location to use Samsung Milk Music? Well, you know what? I'm not going to use Samsung Milk Music. Let's do Samsung Video instead. Wow, look at that. Look at that weird UI on the top. That is very TouchWiz. See, this is TouchWiz, this is Samsung Experience. You can sort of see that they're both kind of at odds with each other. This is why Grace UX is so weird. We got all these categories, but it's going to give us a big fat nothing. And look at that, we're back to TouchWiz UI. This is a very TouchWiz looking UI here. If you showed me this and told me it was from a Galaxy S5, I would believe you. Of course, we got the phone app. Yep. It's the phone app. We got the yellow pages. What? I'm not sure if other regions have the yellow pages, but sure, why not? We've got contacts. Again, yellow pages. Kind of cool having yellow pages built right in, but also Google exists, so... You know, my grandparents still collect the yellow pages, and let's just say those books are getting thinner and thinner by the year. Of course, we have Samsung Internet. Wow, look at that. They modeled the curved edges onto this demo with the darkness. Oh, look at that. It's advertising the iris scanners. Gonna be real with you guys, I don't really like the iris scanners. I used them full time on my Galaxy S8 back in the day, and it always just felt like you were getting LASIK eye surgery. It just never felt right. I don't know. I'm not sure about the effects of shining that bright red light into your eyeballs to unlock your phone. It's a bit, yeah, weird. Let's start. Secret mode. Ooh. Did it look like this in other regions? All I know is that this is very Grace UX. This doesn't look like TouchWiz or Samsung Experience. It looks like its own thing. Now let's go to the camera. I believe the camera on here is very similar to the Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S8. Can I just say, I really miss having the camera and video buttons separate. Being able to just quickly pick either option right here, ready to go, was kind of amazing. My Galaxy S8 had that until it updated to One UI. Then they just copied iOS like everyone else did. I'm honestly sorry, but I'll never like this. Having to switch, lags, switch, it lags. Doing this every single time, it's not fun. This is just so much better. I can just take a photo, I could just start recording, but that's beside the point anyway. You guys want to see the image quality on the Galaxy Note 7. Well, I've taken some sample photos for you and I'm going to be comparing it to my Pixel 8 Pro. So here are the photos. And those were the photos. They were photos, alright. Oh, what is this? Galaxy Essentials? Never mind. This to me looks like a Baidu search box. You look at that, you can do all these things. You get this pop-up on your phone, what do? I press this one. Smaznug notes. Oh yeah, we can create notes. Oh, this is perfect. We can finally use the Galaxy Pen. Oops, this one's black. It's not the right color for this gold Note 7. Maybe one day I'll get the correct S Pen, but also it doesn't matter too much. On the Galaxy Note 5, you could put the S Pen in backwards and get it stuck. On the Galaxy Note 7, they fixed it. You can put it in this way, you can flip it around, and you can put it in this way, and it just works. Alright, a little bit of an interruption here. I got this part of the video slightly wrong. On the Note 5, if you put the S Pen in this way, it would get stuck, but in the Note 7, it would straight up just launch out like that. And this will be the design that they stuck with for quite a while. Here's a Galaxy Note 9 S Pen. This one's really destroyed. It's the infamous piss yellow one. And as you can see, they're pretty much identical. It's the same, but also it's not the same. If I try and put the Note 9 one in here, it won't fit because it's thicker. But that don't matter because we got an S Pen and we're gonna use it. Alright, I'm gonna write. This is a bomb. It's true, and you know what, why don't we draw a little bomb here as well? We can light the fuse. Hold on, let's get the exact color. We need a very pale thing for the fuse. That's too pale, you're not going to be able to see that. That's okay, because we got the red. It's lit up, it's lit up. Quick, 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 blow out the fuse. Quick, blow out the fuse. And then the Note 7, you know what happens when you go and plug in the Note 7 and charge it? Kaboom, it blows up. This is what the Galaxy Note 7 does. So there you go, that's my artist rendition of a typical Galaxy Note 7 owner's experience. I mean, you guys pretty much all know what the S Pen does at this point. It doesn't have any of the really fancy, like, camera shutter features that came in the Note 9. Well, you can do all the same crap you can do on all the other Galaxy Notes. But this one's different because this one blew up, and therefore it's funny. Disclaimer, it's not funny that people got injured, it's only funny because of the meme. Next page, we got the Samsung folder. On my Samsung? What? You can connect this with your Galaxy smartwatch. And maybe that one can blow up on your wrist too, except I don't think they have. Maybe there is a case of that happening, but who knows. And to go along with that, you got S Health. Check out, this guy's running through the forest in the green. He's running in the green. With the heart rate, we can actually measure that, because guess what? This has got a heart rate sensor. Let's press measure. This always feels weird. Alright, so I put my finger on there. I don't know what it is with these things, but they always feel weird on my finger when you're measuring. Like, you can always feel it measure your fingers. It's so strange. We are at 80 BPM. I wonder if it's because I'm talking and standing up and flailing my hands around like an idiot doing this video, but what am I doing? I am tired, unwell, excited, surprised, sad, angry, fearful, in love. In love. Oh. I am in love. I'm in love with my Galaxy Note 7 and its curved edge. Everything you click on has pop-ups. You open the keyboard needs permissions. Why? Wait, we can measure our stress? Oh, we can measure our stress. Let's see how stressed out I am. Keep still and quiet, but I'm trying to record a video. Wait, current profile, January the 1st, 1980. Okay, apparently filming a YouTube video puts you right in the middle of stress. Is this a blood oxygen sensor? Oh, hell yeah. Let's see if my blood oxygen's good. Boom. I wonder if that affects it at all. Well, 98. What are we doing? We're exercising vigorously right now. You know, it's recording a YouTube video. It's challenging work. It's tough working conditions. Steps. It's time for a stroll. Hold on, let's just walk here for a moment. You know, you're walking down the park showing people, hey, I got a Note 7. And they're like, oh, that's cool. I heard that they blew up. And you're like, what? No, they don't blow up. Samsung would never do that. Maybe going for a jog in the park with your Note 7. And then, oh, it blew up. Now I have to run away from it. Let's see how many steps we did. 65. We burnt 2 calories. I didn't get a reward for that? Oh, come on, Samsung. Enough of that. We got oh my god, S voice. Oh, not S voice. S voice kind of sucks. I think it's worse than Bixby. Yeah, agree to all. Okay, no network. Typically, the Galaxy apps icon gets updated to the current one, regardless of what version you're on, so that's what it used to look like. Here's the clock app. Oh, this actually looks kind of nice. You could sort of tell they were taking inspiration from their watches at the time. It's very blue. I do like this 3D-esque design here. Okay, Beijing. Yep, looking kind of cool. Whoa, it's a spinning ball. Ha, take that, flat earthers. It's not flat. It's a 3D. But if we zoom in, oh my god, it's Adelaide. Oh, it took me away from Adelaide. Okay, I was trying to show Adelaide and they're like, no, can't do that. Okay, here's your stopwatch. Boom. And then a lap. This is a really nice UI. Okay, what is this? Never mind. I take that all back. Why does it do this? It just looks like when your teacher makes a PowerPoint presentation and all the pictures are stretched beyond belief because they don't know that the corners rotated and keep the aspect ratio. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. What is the Smart Manager? How smart is the Smart Manager? Oh, it's this thing. It's the device health thing. Well, you can really see where a lot of the Samsung experience and One UI stuff came from. Oh, here we go. Tap to optimize device 97. Let's see if we can get to 100%. Again with those bloody ovals that squish. Oh my god, this might be the first ever time we're at 100%. No way. They got rid of 23 megs of data. That gives us 3. 3 what? I don't know. Again, I think this UI is pretty cool. It didn't last very long. And we've got root access to the device, which is actually pretty cool. Let's do expert. I'm an expert. Follow me. Stay up to date on Twitter or Google+. Google+? Ain't no way. That is a blast from the past. Can we do floating apps? We can. We can move the app around. Oh, sick. Look at this multitasking. Hey, guess what? Google, why haven't you added this feature to Pixels yet, huh? Samsung had this happening like almost a decade ago at this point, maybe a decade ago, who knows at this point. And that's pretty much all the apps we have on the Galaxy Note 7 here. I very likely could install more, but really the exciting part of this phone mostly comes from, well, the fact that it blew up. And the fact that it is the absolute tip of the top, the best home button Samsung phone that was ever made. There is no better home button Samsung phone. It doesn't exist. This is the best of the best. The Samsung Galaxy Note 7 came out at a time where Samsung was absolutely riding high. They had absolute hit after hit after hit. The S2, the S3, the S4, the S5, the S6, design-wise, it removed all the features and that was a little bit of a blemish. And also the S7, which remains to this day one of just the greatest Android phones ever made. Design-wise, this thing is beautiful. It's just peak Samsung, it really is. And this phone would have joined all of them at the very top as the absolute best of the best, if not for the fact that it, well, blew up. Samsung must have been getting a little loose with their quality control, because how this didn't get caught before the phones got shipped is beyond me. But the simple fact of the matter is, Samsung made the battery too big for this phone. If you open up a Samsung Galaxy Note 7, you'll see that the battery has absolutely got nowhere to move. On the updated Galaxy Note FE models with the smaller batteries, you'll see that there is more space around the battery for the battery to expand. When the batteries blew up, Samsung replaced the models with the green battery editions. They released an update that changed this icon to be green to show you if your Galaxy Note 7 had a safe battery in it. And the reason why I say safe is because those blew up too. It's one thing to ship a bunch of exploding phones, then exchange them for phones that don't explode. It's another thing to ship exploding phones, swap them out with fixed versions, and then those fixed versions blow up too. Needless to say, Samsung had to pull the plug on the Galaxy Note 7 and recall all of them. And if you were there, you remember the memes and the fiasco that was the Note 7. It was absolutely inescapable at the end of 2016. Samsung lost a total of $17 billion recalling these things. It would also be through losses of the R&D that went into this phone, the manufacturing, just all the stuff that goes into making a smartphone, for it to just all go down the drain, as they just had to, well, write it off. But of course, it wasn't a total loss, because Samsung would end up re-releasing this phone as the Galaxy Note Fan Edition. The Galaxy Note Fan Edition is really cool. It's just a Galaxy Note 7, but with a safe, smaller battery put inside. And also, because it released in 2017, the year after, it actually got One UI on it, which is pretty interesting. It clearly shows that the Galaxy S7 could have had One UI, but Samsung actively decided to not put it on there. If you want to get a Galaxy Note 7 for yourself, for most people, I'd probably recommend just getting the Note FE. It's the exact same phone and you don't have to risk it blowing up or getting bricked through software updates. Really, the only novelty of buying a Note 7 in 2024 compared to a Note FE is the bragging rights, saying that you have a Note 7, and also having that boot screen where it says it. Let's talk about battery capacities. This phone had a battery capacity of 3,500 mAh. The next flagship phone Samsung released after the Note 7 was the Galaxy S8. When Samsung released the Galaxy S8, they had to play it safe with the battery, which meant that this guy only got a 3,000 mAh battery. Unfortunately for Samsung users, they would be pretty conservative with the battery for quite a while. Samsung kept the battery conservative for the Galaxy Note 8 as well, which makes sense because that was the direct follow-up to the Galaxy Note 7. That one had a 3,300 mAh battery, and the Galaxy S9, which came after, had 3,000 mAh again. But finally, after 2 years, in mid-2018, Samsung finally put the Note 7 fiasco behind them and released the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 with a 4,000 mAh battery, and it didn't blow up. This was the phone that marked the end of the S7 battery era because, well, this is the one that finally brought the battery capacities back up. And can I just say, quick note on this phone, this is also probably one of the greatest Samsung smartphones ever made. Seriously, Samsung around this era was just putting out banger after banger after banger after banger, with just this one little blemish. This one little blemish that everyone's kind of forgotten about a little bit. Not many people talk about the Note 7 anymore, or even the fact that it blew up. People know that it blew up, but people don't really remember how good of a smartphone it was, despite that fact. But that's okay, because Samsung still got to enjoy such a massive run of just amazing smartphones, which finally came to an end with the Galaxy S20. And ever since then, Samsung's been getting more and more boring, and they're starting to fail a little bit financially too. For more information, I made a video where I complained about Samsung's design for 10 minutes, so you can check that out up here. But at the end of the day, despite the explosions, Samsung still made one banger of a smartphone. And it introduced a lot of stuff like USB-C and iris scanners to Samsung phones. This really was a mix of the S7 and S8 era. Had the phone not have exploded, this would have gone down as one of the greats, one of the best of the best Android phones ever released, but not even the FE is remembered in that regard, which is kinda sad. And that's about it. My name is Fuckfaduck, use that however you want, I really don't care. New videos weekly, at least I try. Consider becoming a channel member like all these people on the screen have. You get some bonus videos, exclusive peeks at upcoming videos, custom Discord server roles, and your very own Minecraft server, all rolled into one. Special thanks again to Incogni for sponsoring this video. Check them out with the link in the description below. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.